Hi guys, so welcome to another episode of Richie the Couch Potato. Today I am actually reviewing this 2018 Samsung 50-inch, I think it's 50 or 55-inch. Yeah, this is the 55-inch. So this is the 55-inch NU6900 4K TV. So I've had it now for about 3.5 years. And the reason I'm reviewing it now is because it is a really great TV. A lot of modern day electronics, usually there may be some fault or flaw in the TV after a year or two. This thing has been performing solidly for the last 3.5 years. And such that I wanted to just review it, right? Because you can still find these. They still do sell these on the market. Speaking of which, I will have a link below where you can get this TV if you want. What's really good about the NU6900, it's a budget 4K TV. Right? Now this budget TV has a refresh rate of 60 Hz, but surprisingly when I play like fast-paced 4K games on this, like on my PlayStation 4, which I'm going to show you, it looks pretty good. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the biggest bang for the buck you can get for a 4K TV, even right now in 2022, I believe it's the NU6900, because you can find some really cool deals online. Where you can get this at a really, really cheap price. Only because, since 2018, there have been so many other new versions of Samsung 4K TVs and other TVs like LG out in the market that if you find a good deal on one of these, good for you. So yeah, so 60 Hz refresh rate, and standard, I'm going to show you how to actually install these feet as well. So I'm going to take them off and put them back on and show you how to install the feet. But before I do this, is just looking at I just disconnected the cable TV because I just want to show you some of the features on the menu side of things. So let's get to, let's exit. Actually, just press source and that brings up the menu. So this is the typical menu. Even the more modern TVs have the same menu, where you have the strip along the bottom here, where you can, from the very left side, you can get notifications right here. Right now I don't have any notifications. Let's go back in there. Let's go so let's start on the left here. Let's go down. And here we have our notifications tab. And right now there's no notifications. And what else do we have? And then here's our settings tab. So I just go here. Here's where you can actually get access to quick settings like your dynamic picture mode, where you can actually choose between natural, movie, dynamic, standard. So I go back to, I like movie mode. And then you have your sound mode. So there's 3 modes. There's standard, there is optimized, and then there's amplifying. Alright, so depending on that, so I leave it at standard. TV speaker situation, you have your TV, you can have use your speakers on your TV. This comes with 2 10-watt built-in speakers that face downwards. The sound quality isn't bad, but I always say if you're going to get yourself a smart TV, buy a set of external speakers or a surround sound system, right? Dolby 5.1 or 7.1, if you want to get an immersive sound experience. But this TV, you do have the option to, and I'll share it at the back, there is an optical out port for connection to a home theater system, right? Unfortunately, this TV does not come with Bluetooth. So if you're thinking of connecting this to a Bluetooth headset or Bluetooth surround sound system, unfortunately you don't have that feature. You just have to use have a wired configuration to connect to external speakers. There's also a game mode right now, but it's off because it's not connected to any console, but if it will go into game mode. So game mode, what the TV does, although it's a 60 Hz TV, it does kind of optimize itself to handle fast refresh rates. I believe this comes with True Motion 120, but it's a true 60 Hz TV, so just keep that in mind. Here you can turn on and off captions, there's a sleep timer, and then that's your Wi-Fi status. So I do have this hooked up to Wi-Fi. Strongly recommend any smart TV in this day and age have it hooked up to your local Wi-Fi. And then along the bottom here's where you can select your source. So you do have access to the Samsung streaming services. So you can get you should be able to get streaming. I haven't set it up, but streaming streaming content, right? Streaming channels. That's just my local hub and some other devices that I have in the house that it's picked up. But here's where you see your sources. So let's go back down here and see your search bar so you can search for apps and whatnot. And speaking of apps, here is where, and most of the modern Samsungs have the same setup, right? Where you have your quick access apps that you want for your streaming services, BritBox, TSN, Disney Plus. To be honest, I'm a very simple guy. I just use this for Netflix, and I have it at the bottom here. But here, this is where, you know, any recent apps that you use, they will be here in the larger tiled icons. You have Weather Network. Let's click on the Weather Network and see. I don't know if I have that set up. Just curious. But as you can see, for a budget TV, 4K that came out in 2018, you still have access to all this really cool online content. You have the modern menu along the bottom, and you know, you get these nice widgets here, right? So there's the Weather Network. So we can go out of this. Let's just show what it looks like. It's pretty cool. So that's now, and then TV Plus. I can set that up, but that's your Samsung streaming service, so you get access to a lot of streaming content for free. Netflix, you know, Netflix. This, you know, you can't go wrong with this TV. Okay, so that's, you know, pretty much just a general overview of the menu items that you can access, the guide, and just, you know, it's a very, very basic 4K TV, as I said. And the remote, standard remote, I'll look at this closely in a second. But other than that, let's now look to the back and let me just show you what the port configuration looks like on this TV. Now this is the back of the unit. Now it has a really interesting design along the back. It has these horizontal grooves. Feels bumpy to the touch when you move your hand up and down, and then it's smooth going from left to right. Here's your 4-hole VESA mount for your VESA mount if you want to like wall mount this TV. And then along here, they have these little grooves that actually kind of, I thought they're decorative, but you could potentially, if the cables are small, use this as a type of cable guide. If you have cables that are coming down, you can have a cable guide and then have your cables go through that. But it's a very simple, clean design. Right here on the side, all the ports are indented and they're facing that way. And the way that is that, you know, if you wall mount this, then you don't have to worry about needing clearance to have cables come out, right? But let's look at now the ports on the side here. So at the bottom here we have our power port, right? I'm not going to pull this up because the TV is still on. Here we have an HDMI in port right here. We have an HDMI 2, which also doubles as an ARC port. So one of the downsides of this TV you're going to notice is that it only comes with 2 HDMI ports. But hey, again, this is a really budget TV, like low cost TV. So, you know, 2 ports, 2 HDMI ports, for 4K TV. Ideally, I would love to have 4 or 5 ports. I think most of the TVs today come standard now with at least 3. But this 2018 model comes with 2 HDMI ports. You do have an RJ45 port for your LAN connection. Antenna in for your cable. We have a USB port here to provide you with 5 volts of power for any local peripherals that you want hooked up to it. And you can also, of course, hook up your multimedia through this USB as well. If you have content on a stick like music, videos, you can connect it through there. And then we have our digital audio out optical port, and this is what you'll connect to your external sound system, right? So it's very simple, as you can see, very clean look, yeah, not bad for a budget TV. So here's the remote, pretty standard remote. With a power button, source button, you have your numeric keys here, previous channel button, volume and channel buttons there, mute, channel list button, you have your sleep settings, guide, info buttons, your home button's right here in the middle, and then there's your settings and info buttons right next to each other here. Here's your directional buttons to navigate your menu. And then you have your return and exit buttons, and at the bottom you just have some standard multimedia buttons, fast forward, play, rewind, and so forth. And we have our simple Samsung logo. And at the back, this remote does run off of 2 AAA batteries, I believe. Yeah, 2 AAA batteries, yeah. Okay, so right about now I'm going to show you how to install these feet on the NU6900. Now, these feet are actually labeled left and right, and where you can find the L and R, it's right at the top inside the little hole here. There's an R right up there. You may not be able to see it, but there's an R on there, and this one has an L on it. Yeah, right here. So L and R. So that's left and that's right. And the best way to, I mean, there's only one way these can go in, which is good. But when you're done, you have to make sure that these feet are in this type of configuration like this, right? Where it's like it goes out like that and goes out like that, all right? You don't want it to be like this, because if it's like this, then you've installed them incorrectly. The feet have to be facing outwards like that. So it pretty much goes on here, and this goes on here. This is the right one, this is the left one, right? Now for this install, you will need a Phillips screwdriver. I would prefer that you use a manual one, because with these electric ones, if you over tighten it too much, you can damage the screw assembly. But I'm really good with this tool. That once I sense that the screw is actually tight, I just stop turning. So it's your choice, because these are common on the market now. So just be careful not to apply too much pressure when you're installing screws. So what I'm going to do here, let's take our one that's labeled L. So notice that my TV is on a nice flat surface, a nice smooth flat surface. Even better than this, if you can have like a soft quilt or something, you can even guarantee that you won't scratch your screen. But I know that this tabletop is smooth and clean already, so I know I'm not going to damage my screen. And I would recommend 2 people be used to do this, because you know it's not a heavy TV, but it's also not a light TV. And a 55-inch TV like this, it usually is recommended that you have 2 people, you know, move this around, right, when you're installing the feet, or if you're wall mounting it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to install this one. Let me just zoom in so you can see closer what we're doing here. So here's our unit, and the L is right there, and these are the 2 holes that we're going to put our screws in, right, when we're installed in this. So here is the left foot, and as you can see right here, it says L at the top inside that groove there. And we have our 2 holes, and these are our screw holes. And all we're going to do, see this groove here? We just simply place this. Now, they have grooves in here that line up with these 2 bumps, so you cannot go wrong. It's going to actually, this is going to disconnect right in place, so that these 2 screw holes right here are going to fall right on these 2 screw holes right here. So I'm just going to rest this literally right there, and it doesn't, and you can actually see right through and see the screw holes are going right through. So what I'm going to do, let me just, before I do that, and if you have a screwdriver with a magnetic head, it makes life way easier. The screw doesn't drop out, it stays in. Then I'm going to take my foot here with my other hand, hold it in place. There you go. As soon as you hear it stop, you know, just turn off the motor. That's it. And this leg, it's installed. So here's my right foot. And if you can see right there, it just says R at the top and side of there. I do the same exact thing. Line the holes up with the groove. Attach the screw here to the Phillips head. And I'm going to just go ahead and screw it in. It's 1. The other screw. That's 2. And there you see, the legs are in place. So right about now, I'm going to show you a 4K demo video, just to showcase how lovely 4K looks on this TV. You would never believe it's a budget TV. Enjoy. So as you can see here, it's 1080. It's when I press this button here, so I just hooked in the PlayStation 4 3840 by 2160 at 60 hertz. So that's 4K at 60 hertz. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to demo one of my favorite games I love to use to test TVs, and that's Street Fighter. No surprise, right? Street Fighter 5. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed my review of the NU6900 from Samsung. Budget 4K TV with a 60 Hz refresh rate, but as you can see, it's optimized for fast-paced gaming in 4K. Yeah, I mean, it comes with the 2 HDMI ports. I wish it could be 3, but you know what? You cannot complain for the price. And yeah, it has a pretty good intuitive menu One of the downsides, yes, it doesn't come with Bluetooth, but you still have the optical output port to connect to a surround sound system. So all in all, I mean, if you're looking for a budget TV that can give you 4K quality for streaming movies, playing games, this is the TV for you. Now, I know this is a 2018 TV, and there are more modern TVs out there, but you have to pay that premium to get a modern day 4K TV. This one, it's a 4K TV. But because it's a 2018 model, you should be able to get these, if they're still available, at a really good rate. And speaking of available, I will have a link down below this video where you should be able to still get these online if you're still interested. So that's it, guys. So let me know what you think of this TV. Let me know what other TVs or TV accessories you would like me to do reviews on as well. And feel free to like this video if you enjoyed it. Okay, so that being said, till next time, stay safe and have fun watching TV. Bye-bye. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that last video. If you liked it, go ahead and like it. Thank you very much ahead in advance. And if you haven't done so already, you should subscribe to this channel. 2 reasons for doing that. 1, you will get access to our weekly content that's coming out when it comes to do with TVs, TV accessories, home entertainment systems, pretty much anything to do with televisions will be coming out. And the second reason is you will automatically be eligible for our future prize giveaways. Now, speaking of prize giveaways, in addition to subscribing to this channel, you would also need to subscribe to our newsletter. Now, to get access to doing that, just click on the link below to our website at www.redtechbot.com and just subscribe to our newsletter there. And once you've done that, you're automatically eligible for prize giveaways. So, newsletter subscription and subscribe to the channel. That's it. Anyway, guys, other than that, if there are any TV models, TV accessories, home entertainment systems, anything to do with TVs that you would like me to review, just leave them in the comments below and I will add that to my backlog and see what I can do for you. Now, I can't promise you or guarantee I will get those product reviews done, but I will definitely see what I can do in the near future. No promises, but at least let me know and I'll see what I can do. Other than that, guys, happy TV viewing and just stay safe out there. Okay, so till next time, bye-bye.